Hello everyone, this is Billy. Welcome back to Billy Holman Creations. Today I'm going to do something a little different with a project I started some time ago and would like to finish. For those of you that don't know me, I normally carve, whether it be wood, gourds, antlers, bone, and I make jewelry out of my antler pieces. So I have some here that if you look closely, here's a feather that I laminated some time ago. This is a piece of antler. It's elk antler. No animals have been harmed in this procedure. These are mostly sheds that are found out in the desert. Some are faded, some are pretty dry. Antler is a very porous substance, and what I've done is with my Dremel out in my tool shop, which I'll show you one day soon, we'll go out there and work. I have taken my Dremel tool and I have cut, I guess you'd call it a trough, inside these antlers because I plan on pouring colored resin and setting the feathers inside and making some necklaces with them. So let's get started. I'm going to stain these real quick and then we'll put a little layer of paint inside. Because they are porous and I want a solid base before we put resin in. So I'm using my Minwax light golden oak stain. Got my gloves on. Old socks, great for staining. I always have Q-tips for my stain because it helps get in the nooks and crannies versus a brush. Popsicle stick, I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And when you use stain on antlers, you really never know what kind of tone you're going to get. But I like the fact that it brings the natural color back into the antler itself. So with that said, let me get a little stain across these pieces. Now this piece is going to be rather dark. You know, most antlers have a golden tint to them. It's hard to say. Like I said, if these have been sitting out in the sun very long, they're dry, they're porous, they lose their color. But I do appreciate our wildlife, and if I can bring the beauty back into something, whether it be a little piece of antler, well, I'm going to do it. Whoop, that one just swung right out there, didn't it? Easy peasy. Got a little more right here. For this one, since it's a fresher shed, it's going to go, see, a little more golden. I really didn't need to get any inside the cavity there, but put a little stain on. Let's set a moment. I did do a show a few weeks ago. It was at an art festival, and I really need to get back into my antler carving and jewelry because my inventory is getting quite low, and I've got some Christmas shows coming up for the holiday season. So with your help, we can get hopefully a few more things made. I want to thank you for looking at my channel. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe and hit the like button. That will help my channel grow, as I really want to be a part of the YouTube community. I've been watching a lot of the artists, and they just blow my mind as to some of the beautiful things they do and the techniques they use. So hopefully throughout my videos, I might be able to show you. I thought I turned my notices off, but if you heard a ding, that was a notice on my camera. But easy peasy. Put that in. Now I can go ahead and get some paint in those cavities. And what my thoughts were is with the white feather, now that I've stain on there, I'd like to do a black background. And the other two, I'd like to do a somewhat turquoise. Yes, I can talk good. Turquoise, I'm saying it again. Pardon me, turquoise background. And there's my other feather. Let me put that aside before I ruin them. I did do a video on how to prepare different items for resins, and I did go over the laminator with you. That's what I used for the feathers. So let me just get a little paint here. We'll do the black first. I'm about out of black. Just let me get a little daub on my little lid here. Whoop, that's a big daub. Oh yeah, plastic lids are great to use for your paints. Oh, this blue I hadn't opened yet. Let's see what we can get here. I thought it was a pretty blue. I did go through my resin colors also and found a peacock paste. Well, that's the black. And peacock, I thought those would be pretty in resin. And I also have some soap dye that I got off Amazon, and this is a really pretty blue. I thought if we added it to the peacock or the turquoise, we could get a little sparkly when we get to the resin. Shake this a second. Oh, that's going to be a pretty blue. All right. I'm going to have to sit down a second so I can see better as I get some paint in these. So I'm going to try not to veer off because I've been doing that since I can't see. And I must remember to keep my hands over here. So I think I'm going to have to put a piece of tape down to remind myself this is where you need to be. So let me take a little brush here. I'm going to put a little blue in there. And fill that cavity up. I did put a video together also of my my booth setup at that last festival, and once I learn how to do the audio portion of the video, I will just share that with you, and maybe you can get some ideas for your own craft fairs and booths. I've slowly been able to get mine a little more professional looking, and I think that does make a big difference at your art fairs. You know, sometimes they're tough. You don't know how you're going to do, and other days surprise you, but I sure enjoy it because I do like meeting people, and it's really nice when someone compliments you on your work. I know you artisans out there, sometimes you get discouraged, but don't let that get to you. Your art is your art. No matter what you do, be proud of it. Everyone has different tastes, but for me, it's therapy. It's always been therapy. If I wasn't doing something creative, I don't know, maybe I'd be book smart and just read books, but I need to do something with my hands. It's always been that way. My mom and dad were both creative also, so it must run in the family. But there, I think that's going to be very pretty under there. I was going to say, you can fast forward if you'd like. I'm just going to leave the video running while I get this done real quick. And I think that'll be a pretty foundation. I can get into the edges there. Okay. This one will be blue also. Messy. Please share your comments with me. When you watch my videos, I'm very curious as to what your thoughts are, and that dinger's going to drive me crazy. I'll apologize if that comes through. I did put Do Not Disturb on my phone, but I'm learning something every day, every time I try to do this. Oh, that'll be really pretty with that. Anyway, share your thoughts with me. See, that'll come out really, really nice. Share your thoughts with me, your comments. Please like my channel. It'll help me grow. Like I said, I just want to be a part of this great community out there. Oh, that's going to be nice with the black, isn't it? Yeah. This is the first time I've tried to incorporate, well, I did one other project with resin and antler, but this is a new idea. I'm sure you artisans know, boy, you get these ideas in your head and they just keep coming, and sometimes there's just not enough time in the day to work on it. So I'm grateful I'm able to do this now. I am retired. I'm an old gal, getting there. Oh, for goodness sakes, I must be popular today. Anyway, I'm retired now. My children are grown. It's my husband and I and the cats. So I'm grateful I'm able to do this sort of thing in my leisure. And to be honest with you, I'm in my pajamas as we speak, because I don't get dressed at home. I'm in my pajamas 24/7. My kids used to laugh at me or warn their friends, my mom's not dressed, she's in her pajamas. But anyway, so I am. Today I'm wearing my penguins from Antarctica. Very good. Okay, paint is done. Let me put you on pause, turn off these notifications I'm getting, and I'll be right back and we'll color some resin, because this should be dry by then. Right, see you in a minute. Okay everyone, I'm back. I mixed a little bit of resin up, probably more than I need. I did use my respirator, of course, which we all should have if we're working with resin. And I do use the Amazing Clear Cast, which is a 1-to-1, A and B. I will list these in my description. I also, I think I showed you, I pulled out the peacock and the black. And let's color our resins and see how this turns out. I'm anxious to see this peacock. Now this is from a company from the UK. I think it's called Resin For You. I can peek real quick. It's called Just For You on UK. And it now ships to the United States, or has a company out of the United States. And of course I can't lift that. Where's my knife? It's hard with gloves on. Anyway, I got a variety of really pretty colors from them. And these are pastes. So we'll see. Oh. Love the peacock color. My husband actually brought home some peacock feathers not too long ago for me. Sadly, someone had hit one on the side of the road, and he brought the feathers home. Not quite sure what I'll do with those, but we'll figure something out. I guess one little dab isn't going to cut it. We're going to have to go in there with Okay, don't whisper, Billy. I was whispering in my other videos, and I know that's not a good way to be an instructor. Or what do you think? I think once it sets up with our blue base paint in the antler, we should be all right. I'm gonna go one more, sorry, just to be sure. Okay. Stir. I did warm up my resin a little bit because it is cold here. I'm in Idaho, and we've had a couple of frosts. We're supposed to get some more freezing temperatures this week. That's pretty translucent, but you know what? Very carefully, I'm gonna go for it. I don't want to fill these all the way because once I lay in the feathers, we're gonna do a top coat of clear resin. But I think this will be beautiful. These small feathers I have, I used to have little finches, and every time they were molting, I would save the little feathers out of their cage, thinking, of course, oh, I can make something with those. And I think they're going to be very pretty in here. That works out good, doesn't it? I think that'll look really nice. I do have some findings that I got from Amazon, and we'll put those on later once the resin is set. And make some really nice necklace pieces. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous, isn't it? Go around the, I'm over here again. Around the edges a little bit with a toothpick. Rid of some of them bubbles. Oh, don't get over there. Okay. I'll take my air gun, or heat gun, to that in a second. Like I said, this is all new to me. I hadn't tried this process before. I'm anxious to see how they turn out. Pardon me if I pause. I'm trying to think a little bit. Okay, get in there. Maybe one little bit. I did overdo it with the resin, but you know I have a use for that. And I'll show you in a moment. If you do with the excess, I think that'll be nice. I don't want to overdo. Get those feathers set in. But we won't do that until this is solid. So we'll have to stay tuned for that. Pretty colors, aren't they? Oh, yes. Now, let's try the black. This should have a nice shine to it. I did dig out some dollar store very fine glitter that we might add to this. We'll have to see how it goes. I still got bubbles, but they're surfacing, and I see a hair. I got it. No, we didn't. There it is. It's an eyelash. I tried fake eyelashes not too, well, it's been a while ago. I bought a set. Couldn't figure that out. Anyway, now I have a couple of pairs of eyelashes, and we're going to do something with those in coasters. a nice solid black. I'm thinking that's going to be enough. Black is black. Okay. So I said it in my other videos, and I probably said it already today because I do tend to repeat myself. Resin is fairly new to me. My daughter bought me a kit a few years ago for Christmas, and it sat and it sat and it sat, and I know a lot of people seem to be intimidated, but boy, it took me about 3 years before I actually opened the package and read the directions. It can be intimidating, but oh my gosh, it's also addicting. Remember Tupperware? Look at these little containers. I'm going to put a little glitter in that. Look how fine that is. Dollar store. Just give it a little something, something. Probably don't need very much. After I'm done with this today, I have another resin project I started, and I'm going to try to continue on that today. I don't know which one will be ready first, this one or that one, but be looking for a decoupage in my resins, and I'm making a 3-tier cupcake stand with sunflowers, so that should be pretty. May not see the glitter, but we're going to go ahead and pour. Black background. Just gonna drizzle. I'm afraid to pour. I'll probably just go overboard with it. Literally. I did do a video. I think my first video was my craft room is a mess. So the second video, I did clean it up, got things nicely organized. I still haven't put labels on the containers, but that's another day. So the next project is cleaning my work area out in my garage, or wood shop, I should say. But when you deal with bone and antler and you're always making dust, to me, I clean it maybe once a few months, but it's a little bit disorganized. So we'll get you out there and you can join me in my wood shop. It's starting to warm up. The resin anyway. And I think that's a good enough layer right there. We still need room for the feathers and the top coat. Just go around this a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this video, if you wouldn't mind. Also, let me know if you are interested in doing any work with gourds, because I can put a few videos together on that subject and maybe share with you what I do and give you a few pointers maybe. Okay, let's get the heat on there. Those bubbles. All right. I will put those aside under cover here in a short. But I want to show you, I have prior, I got these little trinket cups from Amazon, and there's, I want to say 6, but I believe there's 5 different shapes, and I've been using my excess resins in these molds just to make these cute little trinket cups. You'll never know what you come up with, but they sure are pretty. So I have a lid to a square one here, and I thought I'd start the round one. You might think I'm frugal, but I wouldn't say I'm cheap. I just don't like to waste things. Before I started today, this was some dried paint that was in my little plastic lid that I used as a, you know, a painter's, whatever they're called. So I just threw that in there. And since that has black, maybe we'll just pour a little of this blue in here. And that's not being very wasteful. Put the blue in here. We'll see how these turn out. One thing about these molds, though, you have to be sure to get under the lip of these lids, because I messed up on an octagon the other day, and I demolded it and the corners weren't full, so just need to be sure and press that in there or let it roll. It's always a surprise when you work with resin, isn't it? I think that's one of the biggest highlights, is demolding and seeing what's happened or what you're going to get. Just tip this a little bit and get in there. That black is little excess pieces that had run over some items when I was top coating, and the silicone sheet that they were sitting on has these little grates, so that's where the black came into play there. More resin will fill up the rest. Okay, now this one, I actually did something a while ago, and something went awry, so I peeled off what resin I could, and it came off like a piece of tape, so I've got that in there, and we'll fill with the black. Get down there. Alrighty. Let me just get part of the lid. Oh my goodness. Down a little bit. Oh, I see something fall in there. Oh my goodness, the resin is going through the paint. It's not on the other side. We're okay. I'll just get this last daub in here. Said antler is pretty porous, so no matter what happens here, we'll have a nice foundation. A little bit heat. my friends, until these are settled and firmed up, I'll see you next time, and we'll put some jewelry findings on here, add the feathers in, and until then, I wish you a good day. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it's Billy. Thank you for coming back. I am actually racing against time at the moment. I had just did a batch of resin for my 3-tiered cupcake holder, and I thought I was running out of time, but I have a bit of resin left, and we are going to finish, well, not completely finished, but we are going to put another layer of resin into these antlers. Now, earlier today, I thought, well, let me get started and put the findings into the necklaces, since I had, you know, the holes drilled. Can you see me? I had the holes drilled, so I put these little findings on. And as I was doing the third one, I thought, you know, these buggers break real easy. And just as I said that to myself, I broke one. I thought, oh, darn it. Well, I'll go ahead and put the second one in, and I'll be darned if that bugger didn't break off too. So I'm going to have to go re-drill these holes for these tiny, tiny little eye hooks. But I might have to take my gloves off, because what we're going to do next is put a little resin in and lay in our feathers. Now, these were laminated, and maybe I can do one hand with, one hand off, but let me just see how far I can get. So bear with me. The black and the blue did turn out really, really pretty, I must say. I think the colors are going to be gorgeous. So this is getting pretty tacky, which may be to our benefit, actually. I'm going to put a thin layer down. Get that over. I think this is going to help our feathers stay. And we've got a tiny bit of room for top coat. See what happens. Okay, I'm going to play with toothpick here. See, it's pretty thick, but hopefully we're in great shape. So once I get this done today, we will let it cure, and I'll come back to you. We'll put the findings on, and we should have some very lovely elk antler necklaces. So let me try this. Isn't that a pretty feather? Look at that. I had canaries and finches. My canaries are gone, but they were with me for quite a number of years. Now the little finches I have are going on 14 years old, which is, I think, a record breaker for little pet finches. Oh my gosh, that is gonna be lovely. I'm excited about that, because this is something I had not tried. So, and it's sticking pretty good. Maybe timing was just perfect for this. Now I've got this, 2 of these have the silver finding, so I'll put silver chain on. And this black one, I used the, what is that, antique brass little findings. And I think I have enough chain to make a necklace for that. Oh, please. I just don't want to go over, and there's just a little gap right there. Get in the gap. This is pretty exciting. Oh, and earlier today, I was disappointed. I did get a video up. It's not public yet. It's number 5, and it's very short and brief. I'm just showing you my tent setup at my last outdoor art fair this year. And I'm hoping you might be able to get a few pointers for those of you who do art fairs. I think they're fun. I do enjoy meeting people, although this year, you know, wore my mask, had a little station at my booth with, you know, my hand sanitizer, a little soap and water, Lysol spray, trying to be as safe as possible dealing with the public. But I don't think I'm alone in saying it was just so nice to be outdoors this year and being able to mingle. So there's a bubble right there. I don't need that on. I better give this a little heat and go on to the next. This is gonna... So what do you think? We'll do more of this as I get a little more experienced in the videoing process here and learning my YouTube. So I would love your comments, suggestions, likes, thumbs up, ring the bell. Please subscribe, and we can keep in touch that way, and I can share so much more with you, and I'm really excited about that. So I better quit talking and get going. Oh, and the little trinket cups I have here, I know I've mentioned it before, but I've been, you know, any little scraps and scrapings from my resin projects, I save and I throw them into these little trinket molds, and they're quite cute, especially if you have all kinds of glitters and mediums and different colors, and that might be too much. Here's my tweezers. All right, this little bad boy. If I can get a thin coat on top of that feather, I'm not going to worry, because I can clean up the edges with what goes over, but I sure wasn't thinking on that one. Okay, just a little skosh, just a skosh right there. Do them yourself. Get rid of those, oh, those bubbles are in pretty tight, I think. Maybe I can move it over to the side. Let's see where I went overboard. And I've been thinking I would have put some tape there, but oh well. Pretty good with a sander. So there's a spot right there. Okay. We're leaving you as it is. And try this. Never fails when you're in a hurry. Or in my case anyway. Get in a hurry and can't. Oh, and I went over. I've made worse. So I just wanted a little. This one doesn't have much of a edge inside. So look at that. It's getting thick. All right. Get this facing the proper direction. And maybe just try to slide under a little bit. Oh, I was saying I was working on my video today and getting everything in this description, you know, lined up in an order. A few little instructions that I could share. I thought I was about done. And what did I do? Oh, I deleted it. Just flat out deleted it. Save changes, and I said no. And dang, they were gone. So I guess that's what I'll be doing this evening. Don't get carried away. All right. Make it stop. It's a little better. Okay. Get up there. A little better. It's down. It's got a little dome. Hopefully that'll do it. That'll do it. So I am just going to quickly pour this on top. Smear that around. Oh, and I came up with another idea. Oh, might be the next video. But has to do with coaster bowls and mirrors. So I'm just making a mess. I will go ahead and say have a pleasant evening. I'll get back to you soon. I'll finish these up and take good care. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Well, they're finished. I did do the antler pendant necklaces with the feathers and resin. This one, if you remember, the resin was getting a little tacky, and I broke the little hooks off in the antler when I was putting them in. So, needless to say, replaced the hooks. I did take the original feather out with the resin that was still pretty tacky, repainted and re-poured to get this feather, which looks a lot better than the first one did. And I'm getting a glare. I hope it's not too dark. I turned my other lights off. But there you have it. One with the blue. I did have to go back and remember to carve my initials in them. But that's something I forget to do when I do antler work. But there's number one. Number two turned out really, really cute. It's very delicate. That feather sits in there perfectly. Maybe 2, 3 tiny air bubbles, but you can't notice them. And I think this turned out really, really special. And then the third one, the black and white. Oh, good color combination. I do have some more white feathers, and like I said, these are from a canary. Whenever I cleaned their cages, I would save the feathers, and I have quite a few, so I'll be doing more with them. Anyway, the black and white turned out really nice. The edges here, I might pour a little more resin on the side just to fill that in and make it look a little more presentable. But I hope you enjoyed my video about my antlers and the feathers and the resin. And please hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. I hope to see you soon. I'm working on more videos, and I guess they'll be a surprise. So until next time, take good care, be safe, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.